Hi, we're Richard and Jackie from Early Retirement Wanderlust. We have just come to the end of an amazing 7-week road trip around northern Spain and Portugal.
You can see the van is all packed up and we have got a very long drive ahead of us, and we want to use that time productively for our YouTube community. So on our way home, we are going to share with you our 26 top tips and habits that we have adopted that make our early retirement life that little bit more fulfilling. Number one, really simple, wake up 30 minutes earlier than you would normally do. Jackie obviously is not a massive believer in this, but we're not talking about the 5 a.m. club, it's just pinching half an hour at the start of the day. If you do that for a week, you get 3.5 hours of extra time, and if you do that over the course of a year, you actually get over 7 days worth of productive time that you would not have had because you'd have been lying in your bed.
Jackie actually gets 7.5 days worth of extra lying in her bed, and she's happy as well.
That's not really the point, but I think you know where I'm coming from. Number two, say no to more things, because the more things you say no to, it leaves more space and more time for the things that you actually really love.
I'm saying in number 3, say yes more often as well. We've met some fantastic people on the road, and sometimes they've asked us if we want to go skiing or if we want to go out for a meal or just go for a drink. And actually, we've had some wonderful nights and some wonderful days. So say yes to some things that maybe you normally wouldn't do. Number 4, and I'm much better than Richard at this, is keeping track of your expenses. Since we've early retired, we're obviously living on a much stricter budget, so every penny that we spend goes down in my little black book. It's particularly helpful when we're out on our road trips, so everything that we've spent in the 7 weeks in Spain and Portugal is in here. Number 5, read at least 10 pages of a book every day. I tend to do that just before I go to bed because it helps settle my mind. Richard says it helps fill your mind with other people's wisdom. I'm sure his books do. I'm not so sure about mine.
Number 6, before you go to bed, reflect on one positive win that you've had in the course of the day. The more we pay attention to the positives, the more likely we are to see the positives in the future.
And number 7, try to avoid screen time before you're trying to get to sleep. We put our phones as far away as we can, out of our reach when we're in the van, and at home we try and leave the phones somewhere else completely different. And again, I just read instead of screen time.
Number 8. Always write down one thing that you are truly grateful for at the start of the day. We've got so many things in our lives that we could be grateful for. It might be just something as simple as the morning sunrise or the morning coffee, but by focusing on the positives, we're more likely to start our day in a positive way. The second thing I write down is the one thing that I want to achieve that day. And then once I've got that idea in my mind, I then think about 3 steps, 3 actions that I'm going to do during the course of the day to make that one thing achievable. Number 9 is the 2-minute rule. If a job can be done in 2 minutes, just do it straight away rather than putting it off or putting it on the things to do list. It's only 2 minutes, so just get it done.
Number 10, try to reduce your screen time at least once a week. Our modern world is just full of digital distractions, and sometimes it's great to just not have that in our lives.
Number 11, I've believed this all my life, smile. And smile a lot. It does you the world of good because all of those little muscles in your face send messages to your brain to make you feel happier, and it takes a really tough, resistant person if you smile at them for them not to smile back. So it's like spreading the love.
Number 12, do the things that are important to you. Sometimes we in life just want to do things to keep ourselves busy, things that we don't have to do, so don't do them.
Number 13, give someone a compliment every single day. Not only will it make them feel so much better and feel really positive about the day, there's a real feel-good factor of you giving out those positive compliments to people. 14, stretch, and stretch every single day. My mobility has always been rubbish, and it's never going to get any better as we lose our mobility in old age. So the only way to combat that is by stretching every day.
Number 15, drink more water every day. And actually, I've got a really great water bottle. I try and make sure I drink at least 3 of them a day just to make sure I'm rehydrated. My other motto is drink less wine.
16, declutter. because the less stuff you have in your life, the more space you have to have experiences. Now, when we moved to the Dales, we actually had to declutter because we moved to a considerably smaller house, but that job's never done. So every single day we're looking at things critically to decide whether they need to stay in our life or we need to declutter them.
Number 17. Stand up and get moving for at least 10 minutes in every hour. When we were teaching, that really wasn't a problem. We were always on the move. But in your retirement, it's quite easy to be quite sedentary and just be a couch potato. So get moving.
18. Take 5 minutes out every day to meditate. If you're not sure where to start, I use an app. I use Calm. I've used Headspace in the past, and they guide you through the whole process, and it brings a real peace to your mind during the course of the day. Number 19, try and limit your sugar intake. When we take sugar into our system, it causes our blood sugar to spike and our insulin doesn't work as well as it normally should. It also causes us to have mood swings and energy highs and lows, and by eliminating sugar, our body adapts to that and we just have a much more consistent day.
Number 20. Try and get out for a walk for at least 10 minutes every day. It's fantastic for both your physical and your mental health. 21. Unfollow anything that brings negativity into your life. Particularly for me on Facebook and Twitter, I have quickly learned that if you just press a block or unfollow or I don't want to see more of this kind of content, then you don't see it. And my social media feeds are now full of happiness and positivity.
22. Think about the quality of the self-talk that goes on in your head. Quite often we're our own worst enemy and we speak to ourselves in our head like we would never speak to anyone else. So we just need to be our own best friend, be kind to ourselves and use positive language when we are thinking about what's going on in our head.
23. We try to celebrate the steps and the progress that we make towards an end goal rather than the actual goal itself. And a really great example of that is our YouTube adventures. Actually, we don't have an end goal. We have no idea where YouTube is going to go and where it will take us. But we certainly celebrate all those little steps and progress that we've made in between. We've celebrated when we've got to 1,000 subscribers. We've celebrated the amount of views. We just try and celebrate our daily wins.
24. Limit the amount of news that you allow into your life. Bad news does sell, and news agencies are always going to try and promote bad news. And I want to be a little bit more mindful and a little bit more intentional about what information I allow into my life. So I'll limit the news I watch.
25. Over the last few months, we've been trying really hard to eat a wider variety of plant-based foods. We have read some research that the more balanced and wider variety of micronutrients that you consume and put into your body, the better it is for your health. For example, in the morning, if we have porridge, we would put in a mixture of fruit, nut and seeds and some blueberries. And before we know it, we've probably already had 5 or 6 different plant-based foods.
26. When you're feeling anxious about something, just take a pause, take 5 deep breaths, and it really does help you get a perspective on the reality of what you're worrying about. That's it. As you can see, we're back in the Dales now. It's been quite a journey home, but we hope you've enjoyed those 26 things that we think really do contribute to making our life that little bit more fulfilled. We are sure you have got loads of things that you want to add to them, and please do share and pop them in the comments below, because we want to learn more things that we can do within our daily lives just to make early retirement that little bit more fulfilling.
And don't forget, on Sunday will be our next video, which is all about our adventures in the Spanish Pyrenees. So that's it from us. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.